There is always this talk about Perth being boring. But is that actually true, or is it just a different kind of feel? That is what we are going to find out today.
To test that, I'm looking at 4 different sides of Perth. Its scenery, the city center, its culture, and the coastal lifestyle.
From up here, Perth definitely doesn't look boring. But what comes after you've visited all the major spots or huge sites that Perth has to offer? What is after that first impression? How is the lifestyle? Is it still enjoyable, or is it really boring? Perth is very remote. And even though it is so cut off, it still has everything the people need. Public transport, offices, restaurants, job opportunities. Compared to other major cities in Australia like Melbourne or Sydney, Perth feels much calmer. In fact, it is very quiet most of the time, and there are only a couple of very dense districts or areas, I would say. One of them is the CBD, but as you currently could see, it's basically empty and nothing is going on. And for a lot of people, that is the whole appeal of Perth. They love this stress-free environment. But for others, people who are used to a city like Barcelona or Sydney, it could feel a bit quiet, too quiet. It's in the middle of the day and it's basically a ghost town. Nothing is going on, it's very quiet. And I wouldn't say it's the exact same for the nightlife, but there are some similarities. Like, I think there is a very narrow offer on nightlife clubs and pubs. So if you're keen on nightlife or a city that never stops, Perth might disappoint you. If you judge Perth only by the CBD, I think you're doing it wrong. Perth is not built around one dense city center. They focused on other areas which kind of spread out the city a bit. They focused a lot on the suburbs. They didn't build high up, they built basically one-family houses with a garden and a driveway for the boat. That's kind of how it developed. Sometimes this quietness in Perth can calm you down, give you a peaceful vibe. But on the other hand, when there's nothing going on, no events, no festivals, it can definitely feel a bit quiet. For a lot of people, too quiet. But I actually appreciate the vibe of the city a lot. The architecture has a bit of this English style of houses, and I personally really like it. I think it looks great. In the afternoon, in the evening, there is always something going on, and you really see that the people feel comfortable here because they express themselves often in different styles or fashion, and you really see some characters, which I sometimes quite often miss in Perth in general. I have my own reasons why I love Frio so much. For me, it's definitely the vibe and that there is always something going on. Plus the Fremantle markets, there you have some good local made stuff or some food, which I can highly recommend checking out. It's always from Friday to Sunday. Apart from that, I think this is one of the only regions where there is some culture, and I love history and when there is some meaning behind those buildings, you know, or like the streets or what it has meant before. So that's why I love Frio. That's why I live close to Frio. Let's find out and ask some people on the street what they think about Frio or Perth in general. People often say Perth is a bit boring. Do you agree or disagree with that?
Yeah, I've heard that from a lot of the locals, but I don't think it is, just because I'm from like a really, less than 3,000, very small town. So like, this is great, like, because Fremantle feels like a completely different place from like CBD, a different place from Scarborough, a different place from everywhere else. So I think there's, lots to do, and it's not boring. I guess if you lived here all your life, it might be, but not for me personally.
Her answer gets pretty close to what I was starting to notice. Perth isn't empty of the things to do. A lot of those things are simply spread across completely different parts of the city. And on that coast, the definition of entertainment changes again. This is probably the clearest example of what Perth does differently. People swim, walk, exercise, meet friends and watch the sunset. Entertainment here is often less about organized activities and necessities to pay a lot, and it's more about actually using the environment around you. So, is Perth actually boring? For some people, yes. If your idea of an exciting city is constant nightlife, busy streets, everything is happening around you, Perth can definitely feel too quiet. But if beaches, outdoor life, space, and a slower pace counts as entertainment, then boring is probably the wrong word. Perth's biggest weakness is that everything is so far away. Its biggest strength is that life rarely feels overcrowded. Whether that feels boring or peaceful depends on what you came here looking for.